I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Kenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like a Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn 8 stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Akita. And exposed to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy.
Oh, good morning. Happy week 7 to everybody in the chat. If you are in the chat, let me get a good morning. Let's get the good vibes flowing. Was supposed to be an ugly slate, but I actually like my teams. I'm feeling good about today. So let's get some good vibes. Let me get some good mornings in the chat. If you have lineups, so if you guys aren't familiar, you can tail my lineups, AC's lineups, Matt's lineups, everybody by signing up for our core plays, dfskarma.com/pricing. Mine are live on the site. So if you have questions specifically about my core plays in the Discord, I've seen some people asking. I will get to those after the stream. Kevin, good morning. Travis, good morning. Jelly, good morning. Jim, good morning. Jared in the chat. Anthony, CJ, T. Ed, Scott, Austin, Topper, Banks, Frank, good morning. Good morning. All right, so let me kind of dive in. I will get to some questions here as well. If you have questions on season-long, DFS, betting, props, survivor pools, whatever you guys got, I can answer those. Con Campbell, good morning. AJ, good morning. Sean, good morning. All right, so if you're unfamiliar with this tool on the screen, this is a live trends tool, part of the premium package at betkarma.com as well. Has all kinds of good betting information for you. As you can see, all this red gross totals for the day. Pretty decent day betting yesterday. Slight profit. I will never complain about slight profit. Could have been a huge day betting, but it was just an average day. Some slight profit, which I won't complain about. But let's dive into this NFL slate here. So for it being such a bad slate, I think there's a lot of good play, like tons of good running back plays again this week. I thought that on Thursday, Friday, I thought it was going to be pretty clear who the chalky running backs were. But now I think that there's a chance this spreads out a little bit. DraftKings specifically, I think Kenneth Walker is still going to be the highest owned option, and he's the best play on the slate. I have no issues with that. I think that after Kenneth Walker, I think it's going to be pretty spread out between the group of Josh Jacobs, Jahmyr Gibbs, Isaiah Pacheco, and now Jerome Ford. We don't have official news on Kareem Hunt. That will be coming most likely while I'm on this stream. So I have my phone sitting here. If you guys get that, if we get that Kareem Hunt news, post that in the chat as soon as you see it. I have my phone sitting here, so I should see it. But boots on the ground in Cleveland's sake, I think it's unlikely here that Kareem Hunt plays. So that gives us like 4 running backs after Walker. I think it's going to be pretty spread out between them. Lots of good running back plays, and then there's good pivots off those guys too. So for it being a bad slate, I think there's a lot of good running back plays today. I I ended up playing like 5 teams, which I was planning on only playing 3. I ended up playing 5. I actually like my builds. Like I think this is a fun slate. So if you guys have questions, I'm gonna start ripping through these now, and we'll I'm sure that will spark some conversation here. Drake London versus Tampa. I think it's fine. I'm always fine playing Drake London. Drake London, if you guys missed it, but I finally had a good tournament week last week. 2 points off of King of the Beach. 2 points off of King of the Beach. Placed really high in some tournaments, and it was a Ritter. I was kind of talking about the over on that game on the stream last week, so it was actually a Ritter team with London. So I'm always fine playing Drake London. I will say, historically, Desmond Ritter has been pretty decent. Like fantasy wise, his big games have been in Atlanta at home. He's been pretty bad on the road. So that gives me some concerns with him going to Tampa in terms of Ritter. So I don't know like how much that would directly affect Drake London. I do think Drake London will be low owned. Anthony's going to attempt to join this stream. So we're going to see if this will work. Apparently he's in the car. I'm going to tell him to join on his phone. Hold on one second. Let me give him this link here. And then I will start answering your questions. But yeah, Topper. So I think Drake London, fine tournament play. Don't think he'll be very owned. I don't have any of him on my 5 teams. But I don't hate it. All right, let me get to some of these questions here. Kevin, Pacheco, Palmer, or Jacobs, Wandale, FanDuel cash games? Of that duo, I would pick the first one. I think Wandale's kind of thin. The only reason I would even play Wandale on DraftKings is because he's probably going to catch 6 balls, like 5 or 6, just short little ones, and that is obviously valuable on full PPR. FanDuel, you're not getting full PPR. Like FanDuel, you really focus more on touchdowns. And I mean, the New York Giants as a team, has it been like 3? Like they haven't scored a touchdown like in forever. So I think Wandale's a little thin for FanDuel cash. I'll also say that look at this guy.
I have arrived. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Okay, before I ask you your thoughts on the slate, I'm answering this question. FanDuel cash, Pacheco, Palmer, Jacobs, Wandale. I think Wandale's pretty thin on FanDuel, right? So I'd be going that first one.
Yeah, first one for me. I'm actually.
All right. Well, what's your thoughts, Anthony? How many teams you playing? What's going on? How you liking the slate?
I like the slate a lot, obviously, because I'm all in on the Browns. Duh. On FanDuel, interesting, Ben, real quick. I didn't put much on it, but I am playing Royce Freeman. I know it's stupid, but he's probably going to get 6 points, and he's 4K. And I wanted to get up to Cup on FanDuel instead of I think everybody's going to play Puka since he's cheaper. So I think that's what I'm doing on FanDuel to get a little different. In Seattle, like I told you, this weekend for cash on DraftKings. And sticking with Ford, I don't know the news yet on Hunt. I don't know if you got that while I was kind of logging in. But I was kind of on him to begin with. And then, yeah, I'm very exposed to the Browns, Cooper, Njoku, Elijah Moore, just stacking that. And other than that, man, Jordan Love stack and Matthew Stafford double stack. And then I ran the optimizer for like 50 lineups, mostly on Watson stuff.
Nice. Yeah. I don't hate that. Ford, so I kind of talked about it. In my opinion, it looks like Kareem Hunt is not going to play. So I think that I think after Walker on DraftKings, I think running back ownership will be pretty spread out because there's 4 guys that I think you could play, obviously, even like for cash stuff. And then I actually think that Hunt being out would push Ford up, obviously. So he'd probably be the second highest owned.
Yeah.
but I think that would subsequently push Josh Jacobs' ownership down because the builds I was looking at for cash, if Hunt's out, I think people will be playing Walker, Ford, and one of Gibbs or Pacheco. So I think Jacobs is going to be much lower owned than we kind of thought he was a few days ago. A few days ago, it looked like he was going to be pretty chalky, but I don't think he's going to be anymore.
Oof. I don't think I got a Jacobs in my main GPPs that I'm looking right now. I know that's going to kill me, but I don't think I have him right now. I'm high on Stevenson again, man. I was last week. I'm curious your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I don't hate that, honestly. Like, if you wanted to mini Stevenson with Diggs, I don't think that is like the worst thing for tournaments. I don't think that's terrible.
So you're high on Jacobs, then you're trying to get some leverage.
Yeah, I can't decide. I have a cash build with and without him, so I'm just waiting. Once we officially get the Hunt news here in a little bit, I'll decide. But I don't know. I have a build with him and without, so I can't decide which one I want.
What are your thoughts overall then on the slate besides all this? I mean, we're going back to our king Cooper, right? I mean, I feel like people might not pay up all the way, but I mean, yeah. I got it. I'm like overexposed to him.
Yeah, love him again. I actually like this slate. I think it's a really fun slate. I thought it was gonna be terrible when we did the video on Tuesday because the totals were so low, but I think it's like really fun.
Yeah.
I ended up playing 5 teams. Like, I think it's a fun slate.
Nice.
All right, let me check some of these questions. Z, good morning. Samir, good morning. Sully Sports, good morning. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you remember how we ended the podcast on the cash process this week? And I said, let's not forget that Green Bay Denver game. And like, I still think it's sneaky, man. Like a complete game stack, something different that I feel like nobody else is going to be on, but you got to get the right pieces, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't hate it. I do have a Jordan Love team. So I don't think that's terrible. Is that how you would play? Would you play Love or Russ if you're playing that game?
Love.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Let's get some questions rolling in. You got a gauntlet, or what are you looking at?
Yeah, there's questions on that. So if I didn't get to your question, just post it again, and I'm gonna go through the list right now. For season long, Cooper or Keenan. I mean, you're not benching. Assuming you mean Cooper Kupp, you're not benching him. If you mean Amari Cooper, then Keenan, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Are you going to Seattle for Survivor? Yeah, Anthony. What do you play any Survivor pools? What are you doing with that this week if you do?
Seattle would be.
All right, this guy. I don't know his connection's messed up. So, all right. If you guys have questions, Travis in the chat, smash the like. Great point. Smash the like. Hit that like button. I'm about to go rapid fire through these questions. So if I missed your question, post that thing again because I'm about to rip through these. Cooper or Keenan? Let me see if he's back now. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I got kicked off.
Yeah, Cooper. Assuming you mean Cooper Kupp, it's Cooper Kupp. If it's Amari Cooper, Keenan, I would say Keenan. Curtis Samuel versus Wandale for DraftKings cash from Jelly. I would go. Oh God, I mean, if you have the money, I would consider Samuel, but probably Wandale. I guess. I think you like Curtis Samuel, don't you, Anthony?
I do, but I also really like Wandale too. I mean, he's just too cheap. I consider. Yeah. I feel like in a normal week, I would consider Wandale for cash, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, if you have the money, I'm fine going Curtis Samuel, Jelly, but I would maybe, I don't know, because Jackson Smith-Njigba is in that range. He's $100 more than Wandale, which would make him, I think, 100 less than Samuel. And I'm interested in JSN this week. I don't know about DK. Like, I don't know if he's going to play or not. I think that JSN's a fine play, even if he does play. He's coming off, season high usage in their last game. They kind of talked in the media about getting him going. Arizona, very, very very bad in the slot this year. Their slot corner's down as well today. So I think this is a good spot for Jason at 3,900 on DK. So I don't know. I've kind of been leaning Jason over Wan'Dale for cash, but I don't know. It depends on your build, I guess. I guess it would depend also if you're playing Lockett, because you're playing Lockett, aren't you, Anthony, in cash?
Yeah, aren't you? Or no?
Ooh. I've debated it. I mean, I have a build with him and without, so I don't know. I don't think he's a must play, but I think he's
yeah, I agree with that. It's a better way.
He's
to
a good play.
Say it. I just feel too strongly.
It's just
about
like
it, I guess.
like you can't play everybody, you know. I don't know.
Right.
Like there's so many good plays. All right. FanDuel cash, Love or Lamar? Anthony, I think you just play Lamar and cash on FanDuel. I think just don't even overthink it.
Yeah, I mean,
and
my lineup, I dropped 500 to get the Watson, and I dang well know Lamar's the better play, but you know, I made a tournament team over there in FanDuel, so
yeah. Where are we going here? Brian Robinson, Gibbs, or Ayuk for season long? I would just play Gibbs.
Yeah. Ayuk does got. I mean.
Yeah, Ayuk's fine. Obviously, Debo is not going to be playing. But I don't know. I still think I would lean Gibbs. Favorite stack for FanDuel today? I mean, Anthony's going to say the Browns for that question.
Yeah, I mean, both sides. I feel like on a short slate, it doesn't matter. Yes. Seahawks.
Yeah, I still like the Giants. Yeah, Seahawks are fine. I like the Giants Washington game still. And on FanDuel, like you don't have to worry about the 300-yard bonus, which is even more incentive to take a chance on like Hal or Tyrod, I think. So I would maybe go with one of those guys also.
And like when I came on here, that's why I mean I know it's disgusting, but Royce Freeman on FanDuel then is 4K. I don't think in my history of playing on FanDuel we've ever played a guy or had a guy at 4K ever. He's gonna get 30 yards, maybe balls in the end zone. If he does, you'll automatically cash him.
Yeah, I don't think I'd play him on DraftKings, but FanDuel he definitely is in play at that price, 100%.
Yeah,
I don't hate that. What tight end do you like? I mean, for cash, I think you're playing Musgrave or Mayer, one of those two. If it's tournaments, I mean, you can.
I'm playing McBride
on your build, I guess.
DraftKings. It's not like
McBride is in play too. Yeah.
You know, kind of works with the lineup if you're going all in. So it's kind of like a game stack / cash, which we don't do on most of the weeks. But again, it's a short slate. So I feel like game stack can pay off this week in all formats.
Yep. Well, the chat's giving you some love today, Anthony. Normally they're kind of hating that we're getting some. Is that Maverick or AC? Someone says AC's looking like a model this morning. I mean they're like gassing you up.
Jimmy G, remember?
Yeah, I do remember those days.
Yeah.
Jamming Cup and Diggs and cash. I don't think I would do that, CJ. On DraftKings, anyways. Just I don't think you need to.
I love Diggs, Ben. By the way, I couldn't get him in my main build, but I do have some exposure in the optimizer I ran, and I know your cover boy is Devontae. I ended up kind of coming off Devontae. I don't know. It's just that whole game is just. I feel like it could play so slow. It could. Hey, look, he could get the squeaky wheel thing, but I just don't think there's enough opportunity for Adam. I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit scared off the fence. I usually don't go against you, but your cover boy is Devontae, and I was trying, man. I just couldn't make anything feel good in my lineups with him.
Yeah, he is tough to fit. I didn't end up with as much as him as I thought I was going to, but I actually prefer if I was going to pick between him and Diggs, I prefer Diggs actually. So, let me see here. Who would play on the outside in DK's role? He doesn't suit up. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, when nobody really talking about the Steelers, I think you mentioned this. I love Deontay. I mean, even Pickens, Warren. I don't know. That game is like the sneakiest of everything. Because yes, people are gonna play Cup, but I love the Steelers today too, like all of them, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that total's actually come up too, like, which is interesting because I
44
feel
and a
like
half's a
people
key
wanted to
number,
bet the
by the way.
under, but I mean it's up half a point. Yeah, it's up half a point. So I mean most totals have gone down for the week, so that's the only one that's slightly come up.
Ben, talk to me about the KC wide receiver situation. Also, I'm really high in Rashid Rice. I feel like he was more chalky the last couple of weeks, but even though people probably have mentioned him, I don't know what they're really saying in content across the industry. But I don't think he's going to be as popular as we think, only because at 4,800, Josh Palmer's right there. What are your thoughts? I mean, I'm really high in him, but curious what your thoughts. Like, is Hardman going to play the slot? Is Hardman going to play outside? That's kind of what I really was trying to figure out.
Yeah, I think with like Watson's out also, so I think that obviously helps Rice a little bit because they'd use Watson. Like
Oh,
Watson
I
plays a
didn't
lot
know
because
that.
they don't have like anyone. Like basically they use him and MVS to just stretch. Yeah, Watson's out, so but they use Watson and MVS to kind of stretch the field, to clear stuff out. So I don't know. I mean Hardman, I don't really know how much he's going to play. Even if he does, he could maybe get in some of that schemed up like red zone stuff, but I'm not super worried about that. I think Rice, like he's coming off really, good usage in their last game. He's clearly their best receiver, like actual receiving ability. So I just, they're gonna have to play him. I feel like.
He passes the eyeball test for what it's worth. Um, Speaking of the same
Yeah.
thing, the one thing since I've been on, we haven't mentioned. Are you playing him in cash games or like one of your main GPPs? Because I feel like yes, he's going to be owned, but he might be a little bit under owned for this slate. Just being small. And if he goes nuclear, which I feel like he hasn't yet, then all these cheap tight ends, like you could just lose. Your lineup depending on what's going on. And also, I think
Yeah.
what's really intriguing
I-
is a Kelsey Andrews stat in the flex, like one of my favorite rosters this week.
yeah. I don't have much Kelsey. I don't have him in cash. I said on Tuesday I was like I'm probably just not gonna play much Kelsey here. Hopefully he doesn't. I mean, if he like, I feel, God, I don't know. I guess like he could definitely burn me if he goes for like 2 touchdowns, which definitely is in the range of outcomes. But I don't know. All the Chiefs games this season have been going under, so I just hope that
Yeah.
it's another like under game, and maybe he gets 60 yards and a touchdown, and I don't like worry that much about it. But I don't know. I mean, he definitely could burn me for sure. Someone asked about who would play DK's role if he's out though. Probably Bobo, if I had to guess, would be the most likely guy. But I just think that like Lockett and JSN would be the big winners there. But probably Jake Bobo if I had to pick somebody. Let me get some of these questions. Fair to say Belichick takes away team's number one option, so Diggs risky play. Yeah, I don't think that that's a thing, Topper. I put it in my article, but Stephon Diggs has like monster numbers against the Patriots. Like he's averaging 90. He's played the Patriots 6 times during his time with the Bills. He's averaging 95 yards a game in those 6 games. He has 6 touchdowns in 6 games. He has a 3 touchdown game against them. Like Allen and Diggs both just like destroyed the Patriots. So I'm not worried about the matchup there specifically. Best live in the business, Tony. Appreciate that. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate that. PPR, James Cook, Ramondre Stevenson, or Rashad White. I would play.
I love Stevenson this week. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
I love him, man. He won me a lot of money last week, Ben. Maybe it's the loyalty, the bonus there.
A little bias there. I think it's between Cook and Stevenson. Rashad White has just been terrible. So I would pick one of those first two. Best double stack with Love from Jared. I actually have a Love team with Aaron Jones and Christian Watson. So that's how I'm playing that.
That's dangerous. I like that. Like a good dangerous. I've seen. I mean, yeah, that's really intriguing, Ben.
Yeah, I think it's a fun build. Besides Kupp and Palmer, who is the other wide receivers you like for cash? Yeah, I think I mean, Lockett and Hollywood are there in the mid tier. You can even throw Deontay Johnson in there in the mid tier. And then you have like the cheap guys, JSN, Wandale. And then I don't know. I mean, Keenan Allen is a cash play, but I would just get up to Kupp if I was like spending that much personally. What's your thoughts on that, Anthony? Like, I don't really have any Keenan Allen today.
Dude, that's how I am too. And I kept like looking at my lineups, like I just feel like I'm not gonna get burned because you remember when we did the cash process and we're like, all right, we're locking in Keenan and he's gonna be 7,400, and you're like, dude, he's at 86 or whatever. I feel like that changed things immediately. And what is it, Trey McBride? I mean, he will be lined up against him. I don't know. I underexposed people. So
Yeah. Pacheco, Wandale versus Ford, Palmer, DraftKings cash. Give me the second one there. Zay Flowers or Deontay Johnson for FanDuel tournaments. Sierra Man asked that question. I would go Deontay for tournaments. Anthony, do you agree with that?
Yeah, because Zay is probably going to be mega chalk on FanDuel because he's cheap. And again, I kept looking at him like I should be playing him, but I'm not because I'm not playing Lamar. He's going to be so high owned in cash games because people are going to play Lamar.
Yeah, I agree. Zay Flowers will be pretty chalky on FanDuel, so I would go Deontay. For tournaments, Saquon Barkley, good tournament play. Taz, I think for sure. Who's your favorite cash quarterback, Scott? I have not decided as of now. I think that I think you're definitely going mid-tier. So it's like a big pool between Geno, Deshaun Watson, Jordan Love. That's probably like the three guys I would consider. Like if you want to get crazy, you could throw Sam Howell in the mix, but I don't know. I think, but what about you, Anthony? I think you're probably playing Watson, right?
I'm actually, damn, you're making me. So I got Geno in there in cash right now, only because I got Ford as my running back. So again, it's a toss-up.
I would probably just build my team, and then whichever of Geno, Watson, Love I can fit in. Like you can just decide between those three. But I think it's probably one of those three.
But again, like for you guys wondering how like you should be thinking about it, Geno, game stack, like I said, Arizona, Seattle. But my two main tournament teams are Brown stacks. Like that's my hedge.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I mean, off of the Ford running back if he fails and Watson does go off, which he will.
Yeah, with Jeff says with Indy's nose tackle being suspended and being one of the league's top run stopping nose tackles, does that boost? Yeah, I think Ford's fine anyway. Like even with like even if he was playing, like he's still a really good play, especially if Hunt's out. I don't know. I think it's 50-50 if Hunt plays.
Even if he plays, I actually hope he's active because I don't think he's. I think it's going to be emergency, maybe a couple of goal line carries or something. So I actually hope he's active and scares some people off.
Yeah, I don't know though. So I like coming into the week, I didn't like if I was assuming he was going to play. I thought Ford was going to be kind of trappy if he was going to be chalk because, like, I mean, obviously you watch the Browns. I watch the Browns. Like they do pool Jerome Ford in the red zone a lot, and that's where they use Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Like Jerome Ford on the season has 1 carry. Okay, Kareem Hunt is active, by the way. So Jerome Ford has 1 carry inside the 20 the entire season. He did catch a red zone touchdown, but that was before Kareem Hunt was on the roster. So it's just like a big.
I'm also in a.
So I don't know. I have no idea. I get no idea.
Maybe it's a pride thing. I'm a group text with my buddies locally, and it's like they hate him. And I'm like, dude, he's like explosive though. I mean, at 5,100 though, DraftKings wise, like he's probably gonna get it at least close to 2.5x, which is okay for cash for me. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it. But
I'm gonna.
I need the salary,
that,
man.
So I don't know.
Like
we'll see. Yeah, I had a build like I don't know. I had a cash build without him. Like I don't know. I'll have to think about it. If you, I'm not gonna have a confirmed answer to any Jerome Ford questions at the moment. I'm gonna have to look at projections. I think he's a good play. I think he's cash viable for sure. I don't know. I need to like read the tea leaves here and see like what the news is on Hunt exactly. Non-PPR league, Warren, Mason, or Murray. I would go Jalen Warren. Should I trade Montgomery for Wandale? I would depending on what your running back situation is, I'd probably feel pretty fine doing that. JSN and Lockett, okay for DraftKings cash. Well, Con Campbell, so I'm assuming you're playing Kenneth Walker too, so then you're getting into 3 Seahawks. I don't know if I would play 3 of them.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't do that.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't play 3 Seahawks in cash. I think 2 is fine. 3 might be overdoing it. Flowers versus Marquise Brown for cash. Definitely Marquise Brown on DraftKings. Judy or JSN. I mean, season long, probably JSN for me. Judy's just been so bad. I think Judy's a fine tournament play in DFS, but I mean, if I was picking between him and JSN season long, I would just go JSN. Gibbs or Pacheco, DraftKings cash. CJ, I think that
Pacheco for
that's
me.
a question a lot of people have. Yeah, I think it's Pacheco for me as well. I think a lot of people will debate that though.
I actually did a deep dive on Bet Karma. Look, just kind of comparing and contrasting Pacheco and Gibbs, just looking at all their props, Ben, and what we're projecting and the different sports books. Again, those are free tools to use at betkarma.com. I just felt safer with Pacheco, to be honest.
Yeah, I like Pacheco. There's like a slight chance Pacheco could be lower on the Gibbs too. I don't know. It feels like people love
Gibbs.
to play Gibbs.
And
so
Craig Reynolds is active.
Yeah, they do.
Craig Reynolds is active. That's kind of like scary, low key.
Yes. Ended up with Hal, McLaurin, and Samuel in cash. Christopher, I don't know if I double stack Hal in cash. Like that seems a little excessive to me. But I mean, I like that game. I think you'll have Christopher. You're gonna have a unique build. Like if that's your build, I would go the second one though. That 2v2 you sent me. DraftKings cash, Ford, Lockett versus Jacobs, Wandale. Yeah, see, this is where we're getting into like the popular like 2v2s.
I mean, I'm going for Lockett.
Yeah, I think I don't know, CJ. I don't have an answer to that. I right now I would lean the second one, but I don't. I need to like process this. I feel like Ford, Palmer versus Pacheco, Wandale. Yeah, see, these people we're gonna get some very similar 2v2 questions.
Yeah.
I would go the second one there to Yeds for me personally. Can you play Lamar without a stack? Definitely if it's small field. Yeah, I think that's fine for sure.
Ben, who do you think
runs 2 in?
Is a random question for the slate? Even if you're not playing them, who 1 or 2 guys, who could you see breaking the slate, maybe at a lower ownership, single digit, 5%, and you rolling your eyes, all of us. Anybody come to mind? Or you could have exposure to them in your lineups, I don't know. For any position, running back, wide receiver.
Well, one Puka Nacua, because I think like him and Kupp can both go off, but if Puka Nacua scores like 2 touchdowns, like he could really have a big. I mean, he's still getting over 30% of the targets, even with Kupp active. It's just as good of a matchup for him as it is for Kupp. He's cheaper than Kupp. On DraftKings, like FanDuel, Nacua is going to be a little bit owned because he's cheap, but DraftKings, I don't think he's going to be owned. So Puka Nacua is 1. 2, I mean, well, I'll give you 3. Diggs for sure. Like people might look back at like 130 and be like, why didn't I play Diggs? Like he already has like 60 yards and a touchdown. But I'll throw Jerry Jeudy in there too. I think like, I don't know. Anthony just got booted, so I don't know what's going on there. But to answer his question, Jerry Jeudy, I think, is a good tournament play. If you guys have questions, drop those in here. I will run through them. Top 3 picks score a touchdown today. Yeah, so Jim, I think for me, I like Kenneth Walker's like minus 200 to score touchdowns. So that's like, I don't want to give that out. Like that would be my obvious pick. Like I don't see how Kenneth Walker does not score a touchdown in this game against Arizona. But if you want my 3 picks, give me some. Give me Josh Jacobs gets in the end zone today. Give me Terry McLaurin in the end zone today, and I'll give you 2 from that same game, Darius Slayton. The Giants scored a touchdown today, and it's Darius Slayton. So Slayton, McLaurin, Josh Jacobs, those are my 3 picks, but, I mean, I would obviously I think Kenneth Walker's gonna score a touchdown as well. So with Hunt playing, who are your 3 favorite cash running backs? I don't know right now, Samir. I still think it's the same pool of people. You have Kenneth Walker, far and away is the best player you're playing, Kenneth Walker, and then I think it's between Gibbs, Pacheco, Josh Jacobs, Jerome Ford. All those 4 guys are cash viable for me. I would be picking 3 of those 5 guys that I just named. I do think that I do think it's a 3 running back week in cash, though someone had asked that earlier. So I do think it's a 3 running back week in cash. DraftKings cash 2v2, Musgrave, Pats D, Mayer, Lions D, or Ravens D. CJ, I would go Mayer and the Ravens, I think. Favorite team to cover? Give me Baltimore Ravens today, -3. Good spot for them at home. I think they will cover today. And you can see right here on the betting split tool I have pulled up, the live trends page. Ravens opened at 2.5. They've moved to 3 despite only getting 24% of the tickets. Don't really love public dogs in the NFL. Lions very public today. I think the Ravens get it done at home. Deontay Johnson versus Ford and cash. I still think I'd go Ford there, but that's close. Favorite underdog to win outright. Give me the probably the Broncos, to be quite honest with you. I mean, that game's like a pick 'em. Green Bay slight favorite. So probably the Broncos or the New York Giants. I could see the Giants winning this game. But I mean, the Giants are just a disaster, so maybe not. But I'll be on here for another like 10 minutes. So if you guys have last minute questions, drop them in. You love Rice props. I assume you mean Rashee Rice. I think that's good. I know you touched on it earlier, but do you still think Curtis Samuel over Wandale and Cash? I think I'd play JSN over both of them, to be quite honest with you, CJ. DraftKings tiers, cash games, Brian Robinson versus Hollywood Brown. That's tough, AJ. I actually kind of like Brian Robinson. So I might go with him. Jacobs, Palmer, Mayer, or Gibbs, Hollywood Brown, Musgrave, cash games. That's really, really tough, Matt. I mean, I think the projection-wise, I think that would separate by, off the top of my head, like probably 1.5, 2 points. I would personally probably lean the first one, but it's very, very, very close. Bills cover. I actually think Patriots cover that game, Mitchell. Like lean. Didn't bet it, but I would lean Patriots cover that game. Do you think playing from behind is a fade from Austin Eckler? No, I mean that helps him out, to be quite honest. Saquon and Cash, Prodigy. I would not play Saquon and Cash. I don't think you need to. I think that like he'll be really, really low owned in cash games. Like people are not playing Saquon and Cash. I think you stick with Kenneth Walker and then 2 of the group of Gibbs, Pacheco, Ford, and Jacobs. So I think you play 3 of those 5 guys. Saquon in tournaments, I think is a great play. Fantastic player today. Coming off, got 28 touches in his first game back. Good matchup against Washington. Should be a close game. I mean, if they do score a touchdown, like you would expect it to probably be him, or if they score multiple touchdowns, you would expect he gets one. So I think Saquon's a good tournament play, but don't think you need him in cash. Reem is active. Yeah, JD, we talked about that. I don't really know like what that does for me right now. Like coming into the week, I'll just give you guys my take on it. Coming into the week, which I'm saying like 2 days ago, I really didn't want to play Jerome Ford if he was going to be owned because I am obviously local in Northeast Ohio. I always watch. I mean, I watch every game, but I'll have the Browns on one of my screens because they're the local game. They're always on TV. And my take on that is they do pull Jerome Ford out of the red zone a lot in favor of Kareem Hunt. Like I said to Anthony, Jerome Ford this season has 1 carry inside the 20-yard line. He has caught a red zone touchdown, but that was before Kareem Hunt was on the team. So I don't really know, like, even with Kareem Hunt, like, banged up, like, if he only plays The last game, he only played like 30% of the snaps. He still scored a red zone touchdown. So even if he plays 30% of the snaps today, like my worry is that 30% of the snaps will come when the Browns are in the red zone. Because I just don't know. Like I think they trust Kareem Hunt in the red zone. Even last year and the year before when they had Nick Chubb healthy, Kareem Hunt got a lot of red zone work. I think they trust Kareem Hunt in the red zone a lot. So that's my personal take on it. I kind of thought initially that Jerome Ford was gonna be pretty trappy. So I don't know. Now with him being active, like I might just, if people are gonna play Ford still, I might just take a chance and fade. Might just not play a lot of Ford today, personally. So I'll have to think about that. But that was my take on it a few days ago. I need to figure out if Kareem Hunt is like an emergency back or if he's actually going to be like, if he can get that 30% of snaps, I do worry that he's going to get red zone stuff. So I don't know. I need to think about it a little bit and figure it out. Jelly, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Who's your cash defense? I think cash, you play Chiefs or Ravens, one of the two. If you have the 100, I'm fine with Ravens. Chiefs, I think, will be the highest owned right now. Bears defense versus Hoyer's fine, I think. True love for tournaments. I think you could even pair Bears D up with like Foreman in tournaments if you want to get really weird. Don't hate that. A lot of survivor questions. Top 3 survivors for me. Seattle's far and away the chalkiest pick today, but I think they're the best option. So Seattle number 1, Buffalo number 2 probably, and I would take a chance maybe and try and snipe Rams there. If you want to get weird, or if you're in a pool that rewards like, lower odds stuff, I think you could take a chance on the Rams here. But probably Seattle or Buffalo for me. Did you give out touchdown picks? Yeah. Someone had asked my top 3. They were Josh Jacobs, Terry McLaurin, Darius Slayton were my 3. But I mean, Kenneth Walker is going to score a touchdown today. I'm not giving out a touchdown pick that's minus 200. Thanks for time answering my question. Scott, good luck. I hope you win some money this week, Scott. Deontay or Lockett have a Rams stack? Deontay for sure. Just get the correlation on that game. I love Deontay today, man. Deontay Johnson also, if you want to take a stab on him, anytime touchdown, has not scored a touchdown in 19 games, I think it is. Just literally insane stat. Like, that guy has to get in the end zone at some point. Actually insane stat. It's been 19 games since he scored. But even on DraftKings, like, even if he doesn't score a touchdown, he can get there because he can get 5-6 catches for 90 yards and have like a really good game. So FanDuel special, Andrews, Waller, Laporta, 25 yards each. I don't hate that. National tight end day, but Mark Andrews owes me so much money. That freaking guy. That guy personally owes me thousands of dollars. Musgrave or Mayer tight end. If you have the money, Samir, Musgrave. If you really like your lineup and you only have like 2,900, Mayer's completely fine. Royce Freeman or Rachaad White season long solely. I would still go Rachaad White in that instance. I just don't know about the Rams situation, but it's good to have Royce Freeman on your team. Stash him. You can wait and see, but I would still go Rachaad White. I'd give Rachaad White another crack at it here against Atlanta. Andrews owes me at least 3 vacations. Yeah, Mitchell. I mean, this guy, he's sold me just multiple times in this season and last season. Like, I don't know if there's anybody in the NFL that I've had on like teams that are doing really good or bets and he just sells. So I don't know. Mark Andrews owes me some serious cash. All in all, thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. A lot of questions today. We'd love to see that. I'll be live next Sunday. Same thing. Going to get back on the daily streams this week with NBA starting. So look for me at 3 p.m. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel here so you know when I go live. Ring that notification bell. Good luck with your guys' teams this week. If you have any further questions, you can hop in the Discord. Download the Bet Karma app in the App Store. Click the chat room link. Hop in that Discord. Sync your account, and yeah, I'll be able to answer your questions in there. Good luck with your teams this week, and I'll see you guys in week 8.